So it is Friday, May 29th, 2020. Haven't made a video in a long time. I'm going to recap my one-day trade for today. I've been busy, so I haven't been able to really post that many videos. And the market's been kind of crazy all over the place, so there hasn't been really much worth showing. But today, PHIO, I didn't take this trade, but I was watching it early on. PHIO had a big, you can see here in the daily chart, it gapped up big time on I think it's some cancer drug treatment. So it was closed the day yesterday at around 224, and it shot up all the way to 526. So almost $3, basically $3 from where it closed yesterday. And the open, you could see that it kind of had a surge to start the day. Went all the way up to 641, so over $1, but then it faded and all the shorts kicked in. It's not shortable now at IB. But yes, shorts kicked in, it started fading, and now it's down to about 434. So it looks like it might be bouncing a little bit, but I wouldn't trust it. But a lot of people were playing this. And you can see here a little double bottom here. It came down, a little indecision doji right here at 1046. Went up, kind of came down again, down to at around 399, around $4. And then it kind of lifted off from there and went up to about 4. It's at 440 now. So it could kind of make its way back to VWAP, but I wouldn't trust it at this point. But I traded Alcon. So this is a healthcare stock, and you can see it did gap up. I'm not 100% sure. Did it have earnings? It might have had earnings. No, earnings were like last week or 2 weeks ago. But the reason I traded it is because it had absolutely no pre-market volume, and it popped up into my strong volume gappers list, and I can't remember where it was, but let's see, I got in at around 955, so it had to have been before that. And let's see if it's on here. ALC, I don't see it. So there it is, yeah. So at 952, and I took notice of it right away because of the pattern it was making. So it had a down, gapped up, obviously, what I showed on the daily chart. It gapped up, but then it dropped right away from the open. So it was at 64.72, dropped down all the way down to almost 64. Then it started making its way back up, and it popped into my notification when it jumped up across VWAP here with a little volume right before that. And so I jumped in right away because I saw an opportunity for a scalp, but I ended up staying in it a little bit longer than normal. For a scalp, that is. I got in at 955, and I stayed in it for about 10 minutes, but I got in at the price was, what did I get? Almost sure, 64.33, and I exited after this big green bar and another green bar here. I got out some of my shares at 64.51 for an 18-cent gain. That was below my 2R, my 2 reward to risk mark here, because I set my stop below VWAP right here. So I got out a little bit there, then it kind of hopped around a little, and then it shot up again, and it got through my 2R, and I waited until it got to my 3R, and I took some off a little above that at 64.71, and that was a 38-cent gain on those shares, and then I took everything out at around 50 cents from where I got in, which was 64.83. So I got in at 64.33, got out at 64.83, all my shares, and I got out at a really good time because it just dropped from that point on. I think the SPY started to fade at that point too. So this was really just luck. But I had been moving my stop up on my remaining shares all the time. So when I took some out here, I put my stop at break even, moved it here, I put my stop basically at my 2R when I got out here at 3R, and then once I got up here and I exited everything, if I hadn't gotten out everything here, I probably would have exited back here again at my 3R when it came down, but I was lucky enough to get my shares out at my 4R. Overall, with all the shares, all the partials added together, it ended up being a 3R trade. I ended up getting a 3-to-1 reward to risk ratio on my all my shares averaged together. So that was good, and you can see it dropped all the way back down to my entry, dropped below it. Now it's coming back above VWAP, so it is above VWAP. We'll see what it does from here, but I don't think I'm going to trade it again because it really kind of moved pretty quick. The spread was sometimes as much as 7 or 8 cents. which I don't really like that much. So I kind of took a risk with this one. The pattern here was too good where it was just busting right through VWAP with some volume. So I just took advantage of that little surge there, and that was the end of it. But that's it. So if you're interested in trade ideas, take a look at the description of this link. You can click on the referral button and you can get 15% off using the code there. It's definitely can't day trade without trade ideas. You're not going to be able to see enough opportunities without it, really. And you can customize all your scans. So it's the best software out there for day traders. But yeah, hopefully be back next week. New month starting next week with some more day trades.